The feds putting pressure on Durk, man. The feds done put more pressure on Durk. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Durk in a bind right now. He in a real bind. What they alleging now is they basically saying they can confirm that Durk put $1 million on Quando Rondo head, man. He offered $1 million to anybody for Quando Rondo life. That's what the prosecutor's saying they can prove. You know what I'm saying? And the key to this whole thing, they say they got a witness for it. And who that witness is gonna be the key to Durk's whole case. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Whether it's gonna be the co-defendants, whether it's gonna be, I doubt Quando Rondo get on the stand, but if Quando Rondo had to get put on the stand, oh man, bruh, his career is over. It ain't gonna be the 6ix9ine thing. Nah, Quando, you can't rap no more, bruh, cause you was a certified proven. You know what I'm saying, that you was like that, and then now you done ratted on, you done pointed Durk on the stand. You can't do that. But we gonna read this article, man, and then we gonna react. We gonna talk about Durk co-defendants, and y'all know my motto. We here for a good time, not for a long time. So let's get to it, man. Say federal prosecutors are sharpening their case against Lil Durk as his upcoming trial approaches, with new details emerging about the government's theory that the Chicago rapper orchestrated a plot to kill Quando Rondo. While the allegations have been public for some time, an exclusive report from All Hip Hop indicates prosecutors are now outlining more specific claims tied to the alleged motive, recruitment, and financial incentives behind the attack. According to the report, federal authorities allege that Durk placed $1 million bounty on Quando Rondo in 2022. The claim reportedly appears in newly filed court documents ahead of trial and is expected to be supported by witness testimony. Dang, boy, they got a rat. According to them, anyway. Prosecutors say the witness would detail the circumstances surrounding the alleged bounty, the planning that followed, and the shooting that targeted Rondo later that year. That means they got an inside man. If you finna break down the whole thing, the whole mastermind, and say that it was Durk, that means you had somebody from the inside, bro. That can't be just somebody who just saw the shooting. Nah, that gotta be somebody from the inside that knew the whole plot. You feel me? That's who that gotta be. It gotta be somebody from the inside. Who that is it one of is it one of Durk co-defendants? Who knows? But it's got to be somebody from the inside, bro, because only an inside man can prove what they saying. You know what I'm saying? So what we got, but Durk got a card he can play because this is his lawyer, Drew Finley, the $1 billion lawyer. This Durk lawyer. If anybody can get Durk out of the bind he in, it's this guy. It's most definitely this guy. If anybody can get Durk out of the bind he is in right now, dog, is this dude right here. You feel me? He done got Gucci out of trouble. He done got Dolph out of trouble. You feel me? Most notably, recently, he got YoungBoy out of a jam. You feel me? He got YoungBoy off a gun charge, bruh. Only served 23 months. A convicted felon only served 23 months off a gun charge. Yeah, that guy right there did that, Drew Finley. You feel me? Before the pardon, not talking about the pardon. That came from Trump. But he got YoungBoy to only serve 23 months when YoungBoy was caught red-handed with a gun, bro, as a convicted felon. If anybody can do it, bro, the $1 billion lawyer Drew Finley can do that. You feel me? Because Durk in a tough spot. I'm not going to lie to you. It look bad for Durk right now. But do I feel like it's over with for him? Nah, I can't say that because who he got as his lawyer. You know what I'm saying? We seen lawyers pull rabbits out of their hat, bro. And if anybody can do that, it's this guy right here, Drew Finley. You know what I'm saying? The thing about what I'm saying is who is going to testify against Durk. You feel me? Durk got, I think, 5 co-defendants. My guess is one of them going to snitch on Durk because we seen Durk already. They was trying to push for an expedited trial. You feel me? Guess who asked for more time? His co-defendants. His co-defendants wanted more time. Durk was like, I'm ready to go try right now. Y'all ain't got nothing on me. Y'all can't prove it. What's up? But his co-defendants wanted more time. Why would they want more time, y'all? Because you know they being offered a deal behind closed doors. You know that. You feel me? So that basically them boys probably weighing the options. Should I just stay loyal? You feel me? Ride this out? Or should I just go testify on Durk? But you best believe if they choose to testify on Durk, they gotta get on the stand and point Durk out and say Durk was the one, the mastermind behind this whole thing. He was the one that called Quando Rondo here. He was the one that paid for the flights. He was the one that paid for the guns. He was the one that paid for the vehicles and all that. That got to be coming from one of the co-defendants. It don't have to come from one of the co-defendants, but if they testify, that's what they gonna have to say. You can bet your last dollar on that for sure. You ain't finna get up there and like in the YSL trial like Gunna did and just be like, oh yes, ma'am, criminal organization, yes, ma'am. That ain't gonna work. That ain't working. You got to get on that stand. You got to point Durk out and say he the one who put the hit out on Quando. He the one who told us to do everything. Yeah. But this Vlad clip I got for y'all is basically he gonna break down when and how do they find out if one of the co-defendants gonna rat or not. And let's listen to the $1 billion lawyer, man.
Well, I mean, from my point of view, I think the biggest hurdle that you have is the co-defendants in Lil Durk's case. In the federal system, when do you find out exactly if these co-defendants are cooperating and exactly what they're going to be cooperating against?
Yeah. So it's good that you preface that in the federal system because there's a difference between cooperating in the state system, as we've seen in cases in the news recently, that just falls apart.
Right, the little Woody situation.
Yeah.
He got on the stand and just started being a maniac on the stand, and almost, I would say little Woody's the reason why Young Thug won his case.
Yeah, so.
Hey, say what you want to say about Woody though, boy. That boy Woody did, he kept it a beam when he got back on the stand. Now, say what you want to say, but when he did at the beginning was flawed or not. But what he did at the end, got out there, played crazy and all that. What are the reason why them boys home right now? What are the reason they whole case fell apart against them? Because that's what it is, boy. Everybody was trying to kill Woody at the beginning for getting on the stand against Thug, but Woody came to his senses and he got back on there and he saved Thug them, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep going.
That just never happens in a federal case. And I'm saying this to the guy that did an iconic interview of Sammy the Bullet Gravano, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so you know, that's...
Yeah, I interviewed him multiple times.
That's an all-timer.
Yeah.
That's an all-timer. No,
19 murders, yeah.
Yeah, that's an all-timer. I'm not going to do a Vlad TV, but if you haven't watched that,
yeah,
everybody needs to watch that.
Yeah, check it out.
And so you just don't see that in federal litigation. People are locked in. I mean, they are locked in. They're in front of grand juries. There are multiple interviews. So you're looking at false statement cases. You're looking at perjury cases for the person if they do a 180, right? And so I say that all because it takes a while, because you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. And I just no way of knowing whether or not people are cooperating. But usually you don't hear about it until the process has really worked its way along and the person is locked in. And so you ask that and you put it in the federal context because when it does happen, now I'm not talking about this case, generally speaking, the process has really moved along. Now, why has it done that? And why is it different than in a state case? Because in the federal system, with minimum mandatories, you have truth in sentencing. So if someone's going to get 20 years, they're gone for 20 years. If they're going to get a life sentence, they're gone for the rest of their life. And the way that the federal government works that is through 5K 1.1 or afterwards later on, a Rule 35. If there's substantial assistance, then the government goes to a judge and says, forget all that. They've been ratting, they've been snitching, they've been cooperating. It's time to slice and dice. It's a Walmart bargain basement sale. And the only way they can do that, with the federal sentencing guidelines is through cooperation. But the government doesn't get there until they really move it along quite a bit.
Okay, so if there are co-defendants in the Durk case that are cooperating, you'll get all their statements before the trial?
Yes, before they testify, we'll have everything.
Okay, is it right before the trial, or do you have a long leeway to actually prepare for that?
So
do they spring it on you right at the end?
No. Usually there's a court order and there's an agreement that it's a rather substantial period of time but it's enough.
Okay.
Generally speaking, it's enough time for us to do a good cross-examination.
So
And that's the thing, the cross-examination. If one of Durk people gonna testify against him, which I believe they are, because like I say, if they say they got somebody to talk about the strategy and all that they alleging Durk had plotted, they gotta have somebody from the inside. And so the key to that, bruh, is gonna have somebody on cross. Like it's the cross examination that's gonna come from Drew Finley team and Durk team. You know what I'm saying? And basically, it's gonna be their job to discredit him, to discredit whoever that witness is, to make them not seem credible enough for the trial. You know what I'm saying? For what they alleging Durk did. You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna be the key to this whole case. Is it somebody close to Durk or somebody not as close to Durk? Because if it's somebody close to Durk, bro, that end up snitching on him, dog, that's gonna be a tough hurdle. Because if it's somebody that know Durk, like in and out, when they was boys like this, damn boy, that's gonna be a tough hurdle for Durk to come up out of, my boy. But if it's just somebody that was in, they probably was in OTF, but they wasn't considered like a Durk and Vaughn. You know what I'm saying? They were just somebody that was around, but they don't really know the ins and outs of everything. They can get made a fool of by Drew Finley. Drew Finley one of them, bro. Man, probably like the best lawyer in the game. You feel me? They don't just go get him for nothing, bro. You know what I'm saying? This dude ain't cheap. You feel me? So if you know what I'm saying, if you fighting for your life, this the person you gonna have to go hire. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna see, man. It's gonna be interesting to play out because this gonna be the biggest case since Diddy. Obviously, you know what I'm saying, with the coverage that's gonna be behind it. I'm gonna be breaking it down for y'all from here on. You know what I'm saying? But let's finish this clip out then, and then we're gonna wrap this up.
you could actually do depositions with.
No depositions in
Okay, so
federal
you
cases.
can't actually cross-examine them before they actually hit the stand. Oh, okay. Is it different in the state?
So there's only a handful of states that allow criminal depositions, and the one that's confused people the most is Florida. So when we think of Casey Anthony and we think of George Zimmerman, all those cross-examinations that you saw, right? If you have really looked, and I did commentary on those cases, if you really looked and like you were in this business, you could see they were just following along on their depositions. But Florida and a couple other states are standalone. The rest of the United States has no depositions in criminal cases, and there's no depositions in criminal cases in the federal system. Only exception is if somebody's in another country and you really can't get to them, you have to prove it to the court. And I've done that in two.
Okay. So this the uphill battle Durk fighting. Durk possibly looking at somebody snitching on him. And not only somebody snitching on him, he looking at somebody close to him snitching on him. And if that's the case, they got somebody that's highly credible to snitch on Durk. Man, it's gonna be tough to disprove that. But like I just said, if anybody can do that, it's Drew Finley. Because this man done got Drew Finley, however you say his name. That man done got a lot of rappers out of a bind, boy. When they looked like they was in a no-win situation, Drew Finley got them up out of there. So if anybody built for it, he built for it. You know what I'm saying? But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. You feel me? Comment down below whether do you think Durk cooked or do you think he still got a chance to come home? That's what we got to figure out and see. You know what I'm saying? That's what we got to wait and see. You know what I'm saying? The trial gonna start, I feel like, in a few months. So, hey, man, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Like, share, subscribe to the video, all that good stuff. It's your boy, Welcome Family Hustle. I'm gone.